God's sake.
Welcome to Craft Me Daddy.
Welcome to Craft Me Daddy.
Welcome to Craft Me Daddy. I had to add that comment in there. I'm Tiff.
I'm Althea. Forgot to say my name too. So today we are going to talk about love languages. Okay, so today for the craft, we are going to make we're going to take regular bras. I already added a trimming on mine, a diamond trim, and then I just sewed on this little dangle dang. But we're just going to make like some fancy, kind of like costumey bras. I personally am going to wear it in the desert and run around like with just this on, maybe some underwear for my birthday because I'm turning 45 in a week or so. And that's what I like to do. So I wanted to make something.
You like to turn 45?
Fancy. Hell no.
That's your favorite thing to do?
No.
Oh.
But
need some fancy fucking gear.
I'm gonna run around naked for my birthday because I don't like that I'm turning 45. So I'm gonna pretend that I'm a wild animal. But
well, you don't look a day over 43.
You're so sweet.
I mean, you look exactly the same as when I first met you. That was 43. And I don't like look at you and go like, oh man.
Like you've aged.
Damn.
Oh my gosh. So I was thinking about like love languages and I'm like, where did this like come from? Like, did somebody just like come up with it? Was there like is it scientific? So it came from a therapist and a pastor and an author because he wrote the book, The Love Languages.
Chapman.
Gary Chapman. So Gary Chapman was a therapist and he figured out the love languages from his therapy sessions. And this was like 30 years ago. So he published the book, The 5 Love Languages, How to Express Heartfelt Commitment to Your Mate. And that was in 1992. So over 30 years ago. And so he figured it out through counseling. So he had these like couples and he realized there was like a pattern that all the couples had where they would both express like, she doesn't love me, you know, or he doesn't love me. He never tells me this and that. And he realized that like everybody has their own way of expressing love. So like that's literally how he came up with the 5 love languages. So, and I thought that was so cool because I thought it was like something that was just known forever or something. Like it was like facts or something. Like you can't really diagnose humans.
You can.
Well, I mean like it's not like
it's not a diagnosable thing. It's
yeah, I don't know how to like explain it. Like I didn't know that it was like, do you have to like have some kind of like language for that? I don't know what I'm talking about. It just seemed like how does somebody just say, oh, this is how it is?
Research.
You know? Yeah, but and I thought it would be from like all these researches and all that, but it's like literally came from a therapist.
A therapist can do research. They're psychologists, which is a science.
Yeah, but I thought that was really cool. So, so I'll go over the 5 love languages.
Yeah, so just really quick, I just want to add that then there is been more research. So after she's done with the 5, I'm going to go over the modern day 7 love languages, which a lot of people actually don't know about, oddly enough.
Yeah,
but
I didn't when I was telling her about it.
Yeah, the studies for the 7 love languages are much more extensive and empirical than the 5 love languages. But we're going to go over 5.
The 5 that everybody probably knows.
Yeah, and then we're going to go over to how that has expanded.
Yeah.
Hit
Hit it.
Hit it.
Doctor.
Daddy, would you like some sausage? Sausage. Daddy, would you like some sausages?
Okay, so the first one, words of affirmation, which is obvious, like somebody who likes compliments, encouragement. You know, I'm so proud of you.
You're beautiful.
Yeah, that's the second one.
You have a pretty butthole. I'm so proud of your butthole. Okay.
I was gonna try to like come up with a sexual comment, but I couldn't think of anything.
You're welcome.
You have such a big, beautiful penis.
Yes. That penis does so many great things for the world.
Oh man. Okay. So the second one, which I realize I'm not that love language. I don't care when people compliment me.
Tell us about what
I'm
you
just
fucking
like,
care about at the end,
like,
after you go through 5.
Mean that. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I'm like excited to hear all 5. So I'm like, no, what else?
Okay. Acts of service. Love is shown through helpful actions. So, you know, like.
Do you need help cleaning that butthole?
Anything, yeah, like that you don't want to, like, just acts, you know, like doing somebody's chores, taking out the trash,
Wiping their butts, taking photos of their buttholes and posting them on their OnlyFans for them.
Yeah. Or, like, you know how they had that, like, porno thing where a guy's, like, fixing everything around the house? It's, like, girl porn.
Yeah.
Like, they just go around and fix everything.
Yeah, like when
like
Schmeyen on, because he's so tall, took the pins out of the ceiling and let our curtain down. I was like, oh, this is so hot. How much you helped me pull those pins out, which is only 2, and they're just tacks, and it wasn't really that impressive, but still I feel like I'm a little roused.
So the third is quality time. This person feels loved through focused attention and meaningful time together. So obviously somebody, like when you spend time with each other and quality time, that means that you're not on your phone.
I want to hang out with your butthole.
I thought you were going to tell me something else.
I just
like pause.
No.
It was like to stop me to tell
I just
me.
wanted to like instead of just interjecting or interrupting, I was like, wait. I have
Dude,
an example.
Like, what? We have to pause?
No pause.
No.
Actually, we do need to pause.
Quality time.
While I talk about how I want to spend quality time with you. I want you to focus on my butthole more. I don't feel like
quality bubble time.
I don't feel like there's actually been any quality butthole time between us.
There hasn't. So quality time
with your butthole.
Make sure that, like, you know, you really care. Like you're paying attention to the other person. That's what
you're present. You're actually present. Yeah. You're not on your phone. You're not looking at somebody else's butthole.
Yeah, and I remember when I used to go on dates with my ex. Well, I would force the dates because he didn't care about dates. And he would be somewhere else the whole time. I could see it in his eyes. So. Okay, so the next one is physical touch.
Physically touch my butthole.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
Yeah. Do you see?
So you have multiple love languages with the butthole.
No, I'm just presenting examples of each love language using my butthole so that they understand.
Well, you can have multiple, love languages with
like
the butthole.
Quality time.
Quality time.
I want to give you dairy so that you can fart and make me laugh. And we're hanging out together, me and the butthole, so And then like physical farting. Touch is like, I want you to put a little finger in there. You know? And words of affirmations, I want you to whisper sweet nothings to my butthole. So it feels good about itself.
You know what? You could probably use all the love languages on the butthole.
Yeah, that's what I'm planning on doing. Every time you talk about love language, I'm going to talk about my butthole. Yeah.
That's amazing.
I'm glad you picked up on that.
Gift giving. So
Give my butthole a present.
You could give it a butt plug.
You could. You could buy it a car. You could buy my butthole a car. My butthole's gonna sit on the seat.
You could buy one of those comfy pillows for your butthole.
A donut.
A donut.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it could get
after you rail it out.
So breathe, you know, have some comfort. You know, breathe.
Yeah, after it's gotten
rammed. You know, fisted.
Fisted. Yep.
Wait, can you fist a butthole?
You can fist anything with the right attitude.
Shit. Okay. And then the last one. No, not the last one. I seriously printed this wrong.
Yeah, that's
the last of the 5.
That's the last of the 5, yes. Gift giving, right, is remembering small details. They're showing love by showing that they thought of you. And so, I was out and I know that you like this tea. And so I bought you a tea while I was at the 7-Eleven. And like that's showing little acts of service or little gift giving things that show that they love you. Yeah. You know, acts of service, right? We're talking about my butthole, but acts of service is like, you know, helping around the house, like doing the dishes or something so that you don't have to, you know, and that's, it's very, very, very helpful. And then words of affirmation are exactly, you talked about that in the very beginning. So you actually did go over that. You were like, you know.
Yeah, I think I just didn't get to the gift giving, but out of all the 5.
Give me a present, bitch.
Yeah, so that's, you know.
And so now what, out of those 5, what are your love languages?
You know, I thought mine, thank you. I could feel it.
Yeah.
Oh, they're so sweet.
Is that an act of service?
Yes.
I think
that's one of my love languages.
Or is that physical touch because I touched you to remove that hair from your face?
I think it's both because you did something for me. Okay, so that is what my love language is, or one of my main ones is acts of service, because to me it's like you saw something that you know I cared about and you did it for me.
Yeah.
Or you know showed your love in that way. And then I thought my other one was touch, because I'm just like such a physical person. And lately I've been like so depressed because my kids don't let me touch them anymore. And, you know, because they're like all teenagers and they, you know, cringe, you know, they don't cuddle with me anymore. So I'm realizing like, well, touch has always been like, I'm always trying to touch my kids and like hug my friends and I kiss my friends and all that. But those are the 2 main ones. Should I go over the test that I did?
No, because that's part of mine.
Okay, that's a 7.
So we'll go over that after I'm done talking about mine.
Okay, yeah, because I don't care about gifts.
Yeah.
I mean, I care, like, it's not, like, I like it when people give me gifts, but, like, it doesn't, like, make me feel, like, super loved. And words of affirmation, I don't really care because, I mean, I'm just like, you're just saying that because you want something.
Well, and that, if you think about it, too, like, that's also stemming from a place of insecurity and not a place of like actual love. Like if somebody that you knew loved you was like, wow, I'm so proud of you, like words of affirmations might change. Saying I don't believe you, that's like a trauma response to a love language and not an actual response to
and that probably happened from my childhood. So like I don't believe people when they say, like, it's still nice, like I still like it, but but it like it doesn't,
because you don't believe them.
Yeah, it doesn't make me feel loved. You know. Yeah, that good point. Totally my trauma, because
people
fucking lie to me
if you don't
because
believe,
they want something.
If you don't believe it yourself, if someone's like, oh, you're doing a really good job, but you don't believe it, then you don't think that they know what they're saying or that they're credible for what they're saying. And sometimes it's hard to accept that as a love language when you don't feel that way about yourself, and that makes that love language tough.
Yeah, that's true. I think that's it. Like so I think the main 2 that I care about is the acts of service, physical touch.
Yeah.
But
and with mine, with the 5 are acts of service and words of affirmation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even though like I don't feel like I'm words of affirmation, whenever I take the test, I am words of affirmation. Yeah. Because yeah, I like to be validated, you know,
Okay.
and things like that. But now I'm going to put this bra aside, and I'm going to go over.
Wait, so I wanted to make one point, though.
Oh, yeah,
too.
go for it.
Another thing about love languages is a lot of times, with their studies and stuff, you do the love language that you want. You usually give, you know, usually that's how it goes.
Yeah.
So
well,
like my love language, I do that to other people. I touch other people and I do acts of service.
right. And actually, sometimes the love languages that we want or that we provide to other people are actually learned from our childhood. Like,
Yeah.
I actually like to give gifts, but I don't like to receive gifts.
Really?
Yeah, but I'd love to give a gift to somebody, but I don't really like giving gifts.
I think I like giving gifts too.
And so, like, that's like a different type of situation where it's like, I don't know why I like to give gifts, but I don't really like to receive them. So it's like a slightly different situation where it's not always that.
Yeah, and we can have a mix of the love languages. It's just like we usually have like a primary one. But
usually
I
like
heard that a lot
how
of times,
you give love, how you show love stems from your childhood, and how you want love stems from your personality.
I read that, but like I don't see how that matches for me though, because my parents were not at all physical with me. But I love that love. But I think that's also because
That's because you love it.
Because I think I'm an earthy person, so like I love smelling
But you
things,
love receiving that.
touching
But how do
things.
you notice that you give love?
I give it that way too.
Oh, okay.
And I want it that way.
But is there other ways that you give it? Do you buy gifts? Do you like try to clean a room for your son to like?
Well, the acts of service probably.
Yeah.
I mean, but I don't think it's always that way. I'm just saying a lot of times it is. Usually, if you want to know somebody's love language, you notice that they do what their love language is.
Yeah.
I mean, like it can stem from many different things.
Yeah. Well, and that's what so we're gonna get into the the 7 modern love languages, and it's fucking fascinating. I absolutely love, when she brought up that she wanted to do this, I was like, oh, there's more than 7 or more than 5 now, right?
Yeah.
So I want to get into why the 5 love languages are outdated. So Chapman was a white Christian marriage counselor in the 80s.
And I found that out today.
Yeah, in the 80s and 90s. So a lot of the couples that he studied were in the 80s, and then because this was actually published in the early 90s. So the studies were done in the 80s, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of things have changed. Also, they were all white couples, all heterosexual couples. There was no diversity in the studies done. That does not take away the fact that it has still been created people to look inside themselves. How do they want to be loved? How do they give love? And so, it's still provided a really good basis for, communication and love languages between couples. But, the fucking gender norms are outdated. Like, these were created for, men buy the gifts because they work and the women stay at home and do the chores. And so the acts of service is because the women stay at home. And so it's really nice when a man helps with the chore. And it's really nice when a man gives us a gift. Or, hey, I always buy the gifts.
Fucking overwhelmed that it's like, thank you for taking that off my, plate.
Or the men, they normally buy the gifts. So when a woman buys a gift, it's really, really nice because of these I just threw my glasses off my face. That's how serious I am. Because these outdated gender norms, right? So that's why we get into, and I gotta find where my page is where it says her fucking name because it's very, very important.
I like how you think of these studies because
wait till you hear.
I didn't even think about it that way because that's what I was saying. Like, there's so many various ways that these things can be affected.
Yeah.
Like how it changes things.
Well, that's the thing is he did do studies, right? He did have, I think it was 3,000 Oh no, that was it. Another thing I was doing. Anyways, there was an amount of couples that he had researched and asked certain questions and got their responses, but they were all white, married, Christian, and so that limits, you know, the actual information that you're getting because it's not diverse. You're not learning about other types of households, right?
Yeah.
So like that's where Truity founder and CEO Molly Owens, it started with a study of 500,000 people where she asked just a couple of basic questions like, remember a time that you felt the most love from your family or from a partner? And then they categorized it and then they created a more extensive test. And at this point they have had like 2 million people fill out these surveys. And so they have a ton of data from these couples that are single, couples, single, you know, heterosexual, bisexual, lesbian, any LGBTQ plus community, any race, any gender identification, like which changes all of the ideas of love languages because that was only taken into account white, hetero, early 80s.
But doesn't it, like, it's still, everybody still has their own way of expressing love. Like, what does it have to do with being, like...
Well, because what that study didn't do was ask everybody. It only asked white, heterosexual, married Christians. So there could be... These women are being obedient. You were there, right? So these women are, you know, within their own realm of, you know, it's just outdated now is basically what it comes down to.
Okay.
What women want now and what we're allowed to have now has changed from when these first happened. And so the 7 modern love languages, they are not saying that the 5 love languages are bullshit. It just expanded on and used the 5 to do a deeper dive. That's what Molly Owens did with their study, right? Mm-hmm. So the 7 love languages, modern love languages, are activity. So feeling loved when your partner initiates or engages in shared hobbies and experiences. And also when they share an interest in just like an interest or like excitement about any.
A lot about hobbies. Like they asked a lot of questions about that.
Well, it's just them
like,
paying
do you
attention
engage with what the person likes to do.
You mean the test?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that for the 7?
Yeah, but I didn't know what you were talking about when you were bringing it up.
Yeah.
So like activity is not just doing the shared hobby. And I think that like what makes this different is where it combines like quality time and a couple other things where it's not just quality time doing the thing that you like or they like. It's like doing things together that you both enjoy or your partner taking interest in the things that you like and you have passion for. And like how that makes you feel when like your partner's like, oh, you like to go to the gym? Like, I don't really like to do that, but like I'll go and work out with you. Like that feels fucking cool, you know, when that happens. And then you get to have these shared experiences. And so activity is one of them. Appreciation, which is very similar to words of affirmation, but it includes so much more. But it's basically feeling valued through spoken or written gratitude and validation. It goes over when I get the paper that goes, if your love language is appreciation, you may feel most loved when your partner acknowledges and compliments you. Appreciation might come from the form of gratitude for the work the receiver puts into the relationship or the life with the partner, such as cooking or childcare. So appreciation could be in the form of compliments. It could just be acknowledgement. It's not about flattery. It's about what is making a person feel like seen and valued in the relationship. And you probably don't want just a compliment. You want to hear a specific thing that your partner appreciates about you, you know? And I think that that's important now too. It's holding people accountable for making people feel appreciated. But all right, then one of the two that are new, because there's 5 that kind of align, and then there's 2 completely new ones. So we went over activity, went over appreciation. So the next one is emotional. So this is connecting deeply through emotional support and vulnerability. So it's just having that desire to have that intimate emotional connection with your partner, and you want to stay up and learn, stay up all night and talk and learn about your partner and
I like that.
Subjects and what they like and all these personal values, and just and you want to support them, and you want to receive their support during emotional times. And so like for this love language, this is like when you want a partner who's like, I want a partner who supports me when I'm down, or was there for me when I went through something really tough. So it's not, but also, like you want to talk about feelings and your core values, but also you want to be able to throw a fit and then listen and be like, oh, I totally get that. And then you can feel validated. They validate you, they listen, and that is emotional support.
It's like deep emotional support.
It's just emotional support, which like it doesn't have to be deep. It's just that like men were never held accountable for having this kind of emotional support when that first study was done. It was always like women are emotional, men aren't supposed to have emotions. And so that's why it's like, well, no, that's not where we're at anymore, and we want a partner that allows us to be ourselves, and we can have our ups and our downs, and we're supported.
See, that's what I want, and I thought that was normal, but I wonder if a lot of people don't go there.
No, there's a lot of people that don't, especially based on who their parents are, if you don't learn it.
I never went there with my ex, but that's because
he couldn't provide emotional support.
Yeah. But that's like something that I thought everybody longed for. That like don't you tell your significant other everything and grow with them and want the same values and all that. It's just
not all of them.
Weird.
I mean, you can,
it's weird to
but
me
if they receive it, no, yeah. I mean, and honestly, like just because it might not be your number one doesn't mean you don't want that or expect that.
Yeah.
Right? These are not like you only get 1 or 2. These are like most people want all of these.
Yeah.
But
the primary
some of them show up more than others in how you need to be loved.
Yeah.
So financial, which is similar to gift giving, but this is expanded upon, where gift giving stemmed from men making the money so they would give gifts, or men making money and the women finding a way to give a gift and it being like so appreciated. This is financial, feeling cared for when a partner handles money responsibly together, when partners handle it together, or when you are together buying essential items. It says, if your love language is financial, you feel valued and special when your partner spends money on you. The expression of love is less about the things that are purchased. So that's where it's different in gift giving, is that it's, oh, you bought this thing. It shows that you're thinking about me because you bought me this thing. And this is more about the fact that your significant other or your friend or whatever is using their financial resources to support you. And maybe they're like, hey, I saved money so that we can go on this date or this, and that's huge. They're taking the time to put their money aside to financially fund this vacation or this dinner. And that, obviously there's appreciation in that, but it's different than just gift giving. They could also save their money, like, hey, I know that you didn't have the vacuum that you needed, so I got you this vacuum, or hey, I filled up your gas tank. And so you would think that oh, that's an act of service, but it's financial because they're not really doing anything. They're just funding it, right? But they're using their finances to fund something in the relationship. And so some people, instead of gift giving, this one is expanded upon and has been called financial because it opens up to way more things. Then the second one that was added, which makes it the 7, I still have more that are the same, but intellectual is the next one, which when you took the test, that was your number 1. So that's like bonding over stimulating conversations, shared learning, or debating ideas. But it goes further than that, right? So it's like the meeting of the minds, like your value and the ability to connect with your partner on like a rational level, and you engage in these debates, or you're talking about philosophy or politics or anything, but you're always having this mutual respect for each other, and you want to hear what the other person says, and they want to hear what you have to say, and there's this give and receive that is, advice, input, feedback, and it's with respect. And so it's also aligns with sapiosexual, which is the you're romantically or sexually attracted to people based on their intelligence. It doesn't necessarily mean that, but I was
actually wondering about that because I've seen that people say that about themselves on like dating apps. And I didn't know what that meant.
Yeah, they are attracted to people who like to have. Yeah, they're intelligent, or they like to really think about things deeply, and yeah. All right, so then physical, which normally is physical touch from the old ones, is very similar. Affection expressed through touch, intimacy, and physical presence. So if you feel most seen and loved and appreciated when you're in physical contact with your partner, your love language is probably physical. That doesn't mean that the other ones don't exist. It just means it's your primary, right? So it could include sex, but it's not just about that. It's hand holding, it's forehead kisses, and it's just kind of being in close proximity.
Sex is not physical touch.
No, it is. In the new one, physical.
Not everybody. Well, not everybody. But.
Well, most men, their fucking primary love language is physical touch because of that. But you also have to be careful because you can't just let a man go well, if you respected my love language, then you'd have sex with me. And it's no, that's not just what your love language. Physical touch is not just sex. You can't be manipulated using that.
Naturally wants to have sex.
Yeah. But there's more to this love style than sex. Part of it is about feeling desired by your partner. So it might even be you might initiate the sexual stuff, but it might feel really good if they initiate the sex, or if they initiate the cuddling, or if they grab your hand. Yeah. And so it's physical touch, it's a massage, but it also is not just you wanting it and asking it and getting it. It's also about them doing the things without you asking. And that doesn't mean rape. Don't have sex with somebody without asking, but it means initiate, Yeah. And then the last one is practical, which most closely aligns with acts of service, but it's a little different because it is feeling loved when a partner does daily chores, runs errands, or makes life easier for you. But it's also when you feel most love, just being helped in practical ways, offering favors, making your daily load lighter. But it's also outside of what the norm is. So if you guys live together and your job is to fucking wash the dishes and they just fucking wash the dishes, this is something that extends past the point of their obligation. So it's outside of what they should already be doing. Mm-hmm. So if you live together, the trash should be taken out between the both of you and the dishes should be done between the both of you. But if you do all of the things, or you know what, I'm gonna go and take all of my boyfriend's Amazon returns to UPS for him so he doesn't have to, and that is an act of service. That is something outside of the norm of things I need to do, because obviously this isn't 1980, it's not 1970, it's not 1960. The chores are not for the fucking wives. So the household chores need to be shared. So praising somebody and be like, oh, I'm so happy you took the trash out this one time, when you fucking live together and the trash is half yours fucking anyways. Like, it, acts of service, or in this case, practical, is when it's beyond that point. But it does say, and I just wanted to throw this out there, that people with this love language are usually no nonsense and down to earth. But yeah, in order for this expression of love to be most effective, your partner usually must help out in practical ways without being asked. Which is like, where was my ex? God, he'd be like, well, what? What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? And it was exhausting. It was not helpful. It was exhausting. And so that, yeah, this love language is similar to acts of service, but the work that he talks about is more conservative, heteronormative approach to relationships, like husbands helping out their wives with housework. Like, oh, that's so nice, but that's not what practical means. And so these are the 7 love languages. Now I'll go over them really quick. Activity, appreciation, emotional, financial, intellectual, physical, and practical. And they're really just deep dive into the 5 and expanding on it using different demographics, literally millions more empirical data used to establish this, which is why I'm so surprised it hasn't been talked about more. But the more that it does get talked about, the more these people go and do the tests and the more empirical data they receive based on these things. And so that helps them to hone in and decide on these love languages and make them more accurate and keep them modern. Because yeah, like I said before, like these are the first 5 were outdated, but they are still valid. They were the primary. They still, people look to those to do the research, to expand on them. They still help people to reflect inward on well, what do I need to be loved? And am I providing love? But they are heteronormative Christian, blah, 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 But knowing your love language will help your relationship thrive. It gives you an opportunity to be a better partner, and it gives your partner an opportunity to be a better partner. And you don't have to, your partner doesn't have to take the test to know. It's really just about thinking about it. You're like, hey, what is a time that I felt really loved by you? And be like, you know what? I really loved when we went to that concert together. That made me feel really loved. And that can give you some insight into what your love language is, which is what I wanted to ask Althea first, before we get into what our 7 love language test provided us, is how did your family show love growing up?
Well, I don't feel like they did. And that's why I don't understand why I'm so physical, touchy, and acts of service, because
they had their own way of showing love somehow. Maybe it might have been acts of service, thinking that by cleaning the house and everything.
Mom and dad, or
yeah, your mom and dad. What was their norm to did they?
I think my dad
buy presents
was
or
quality time.
Oh, okay.
And when I took the test, the other test I did online, not the one that you had me do, it was quality time was the main thing, which I didn't expect that about myself. But
quality time is the number 1 choice, hands down, across the board.
Yeah, I think that's what happened because my dad would spend time with me and my mom didn't. and I always felt like it was, you know, I was just a burden because she was like, you know, like White Rabbit, like, you know.
Yeah.
And she would do a lot of stuff. So maybe that's where the acts of service
Yeah,
came
maybe
from.
she's more of an act of service.
Yeah,
thinking,
she was always doing stuff, but hers was out of her own childhood stuff, like trying to be approved of or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, but I don't know where the touch came from. I actually, you know what, I think that has to do with my own personal earthy witchy side, where I just like, I can smell things, I can feel things, I can hear things in the energy. So I think that's a little different.
But also, like, when I was listening to this podcast where Molly Owen was talking, she specifically goes over, if you were in a relationship where you lacked something, that typically will show up in your new, if you take the test again, it will show up as your new love language, because you've been lacking this thing so much that you need this. Whereas if you're already getting a bunch of physical touch, you're probably not going to be like, well, that's my love language. You're going to be like, what else am I craving, or what do I need? And so a lot of times these love languages are based on needs.
Okay, well, that completely makes sense then, because I didn't get that at all. And I was telling you about how that one guy, when I loved dating him because we would just cuddle and make out forever. And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, I did not get this at all.
But if that was like something that you got all the time, you might be like, man, I really miss gift giving, or I would really love some words of affirmation. Like, when your needs change. That's what I was telling you. Like, what test you take now might be different than a test you took 5 years ago, because we grow and we change, and our core values stay kind of the same in general, but like what we need changes, and a lot of what we need to receive love changes based on those types of things. That is so cute, by the way. You're doing a great job.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I was like, I don't know what to do.
So cute with the colors. That is amazing.
Yeah, look, I put I'll show the audience.
Hold it up.
I'm having so much fun. Isn't that super cute?
It's so cute with the turquoise and the blue hearts.
Yeah.
That's amazing. This is as far as I got. I'm like, yeah.
Fucking. You're always so good at
it'll be fine.
Making stuff. You'll come up with something amazing. But I want to know what your love languages are.
Oh, all right. Well, actually, before that though, I wanted to ask, like, do you know what your kids' love languages are?
You know, it's funny because when I was like trying to study it, or you know, be prepared to talk about it, I was like, what are your love languages? I was trying to ask my kids. And I'm like, do you like this? And I even had my son take the test.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, but it was one of those that, like, we sat there for, like, 20 minutes. And then I was like, when they charge you at the end, or, like, it was supposed to be free.
Oh, no.
And then my son just got, like, irritated because he was like, I want to go, you know, go leave or go.
Yeah. He's like, I sat here and that's cool. Hey, that's some quality time right there.
Yeah, you know what? I think he's probably more similar to me. Like, he's my little cuddle bear, and like in private, he'll come up to me and just hug me and like smother his face in me.
Oh, well, yeah. In private, kids love their moms, but in public, they don't want to be embarrassed.
Yeah, but he's the only one who will still do it in private. Like, the other kids are like, not even in private.
Yeah.
Like, don't even touch me.
Yeah, Sam's kind of the same way, but I used to just go in a room and like in the morning and lay on top of her and just be like, okay, hey, and she'd be like, oh my God, Mom. But if she needed something, if she's having a bad day, then she would be like, and she'd come for a hug, and I'm like, oh, okay. But me and her both are not. So oddly enough, she took the test years ago. She used to be physical touch, and I had to learn how to be more touchy-feely because I was not physical touch, and I still am not physical touch. But she was as a little kid. She wanted to cuddle, and I would just, so I'd be like, okay, and so we'd cuddle and this and that. But now she's...
That's good of you that you dude, you were aware that that's what
I
she
tried,
needed, and you
but
tried.
I probably fucked her up by figuring it out too late. Either way.
No.
Now she's like me, where it's not physical touch, where she's just kind of like, I don't care if we touch or not. But like, if she wants a hug, you know that means she really needs something, you know?
Yeah.
And she might be like, oh, I don't want it, but I'll go in there and lay with her and put my leg over her or whatever, and she doesn't hate it, you know?
Yeah.
But
yeah.
She hasn't done it recently, but it's 100% her love language is clearly not physical touch. And mine is not physical touch. But
yeah, I remember you telling me that, and that makes sense knowing how you are. Like, you don't.
Yeah, and
I think that's why I don't like touch you.
Acts of service, like when we talk about my childhood, like my dad was away for a lot of time. And so all he could really do was send gifts. And so that was always like a excitement thing, like, oh, my dad sent a present, you know?
Yeah.
But when he would get to hang out, it was more like oh, my dad gets to hang out. I get to see my dad. And so,
yeah.
But it was never touch. With my mom, it's really hard to say, like, she was definitely not providing me words of affirmation. I never felt like I was doing a very good job. Mm-hmm. It was probably acts of service because all she really did was work to make money, to make sure we had a place to live and stuff like that. Yeah, because she didn't really like give me a lot of words of affirmation. She wasn't a physical touch. She wasn't a gift giver. She was always like, I can't send my money. So I think just acts of service could be the only thing, even though I don't really think she went out of her way to show love by acts of service. She just did what moms are supposed to do and then felt like that was how she was showing love. I know she loved me. Don't get me wrong. I know that she loved me, but I can't remember.
Maybe that's why your other love language is shit talking.
Well, I got it. Next day, me and Brian got in a big old fight last week about some shit, and then right in the middle of our fight about something else, he brings up, well, you always are saying these negative things, and it was like, okay, first of all, that's classic deflection. We're having a conversation about something else, and now you're bringing up this problem. And then you want to come at me and say later on, well, I don't like to bring things up because whenever I do, this is how you respond. No, motherfucker. You bring up these arguments when the mood is already heightened and we're already having a fight about something else. Mm-hmm. And so obviously it's not going to be responded well to when you bring this other thing up. Like, let's handle this argument first before we go to this argument. And then we'll talk about that other thing afterwards. But don't try to say that I respond this way to you bringing something up when you bring it up in the middle of an argument about something else. It was nasty. We actually have some fucking figuring out to do when it comes to communication. Yeah. Because I'm not gonna fight like this.
Well, you got to do the 4 horsemen.
That's what I'm saying, but that got thrown in my face last week too.
Are you serious?
You did your fucking show and this, now you think that this and that. I was
like, he knows about the 4 horsemen?
Well, yeah, because I was listening to podcasts in the car when we were in the car together. But like, on top of that, that wasn't the reason why we're arguing. The reason we're arguing is because we're having a disagreement, and his point was just to prove me wrong instead of to understand the miscommunication. His whole thing was like, you told me I was wrong, and I was trying to prove to you that I was right. When you prove to your partner that you're right, you're proving that they're wrong. And nobody should have the desire in their heart to want their partner to be wrong and to be, obviously
that just backfires if you're.
Well, yeah, what you want to do is figure out where this disconnect happened.
Yeah.
Where there's this miscommunication and doing it with respect, but wanting to be right and prove that you're right means you want to prove that the other person is wrong, and that's not how to.
Or you're not open to listen for what their perspective is, or to bring resolution.
Because it was 100% not a black and white. It was. He was like, "See, I showed you. I told you I did this," and I looked at it and was like, "Well, that's not how I interpreted that at all."
Yeah.
And so if I interpret something different, that means it's different. And then he went into. Well, I don't want to get into it right now, honestly, because it fucking pisses me off.
Yeah. No,
but anyways,
sorry.
So my love languages on the 7 love style, because they're not really love languages, they're more like love styles at this point. They've collected so much empirical data that they've categorized it or put it into buckets. And so they've expanded it to 7, but they kind of call it love styles and not love languages. So my number 1 is emotional. I need to know that I can throw a fit, have a bad day, and somebody's going to be like, dude, I totally get it.
Yeah.
Or you're so valid. Or I would feel the same way as well. You know, like I need to feel validated. I need to feel supported. And I need to be able to have a bad day and it be okay. And then of course, a very, very close whopping second is practical, which is kind of like the acts of service, where it's practical involvement, supporting me in the chores, going above and beyond in the chores, because it's hard to be a single mom, to be a single woman, you know. And so when I'm dating somebody and they do go and help outside of their things that they have to do, and it's just literally to help me or to lighten my load, that is, I mean, I'm just so grateful. Yeah. And then my 3rd was appreciation. 4th was intellectual, which was tied with appreciation. So 3rd is appreciation and intellectual. Financial, activity, and then physical is my last one. And activity and physical are both 11, are tied at the bottom. So emotional, practical are the highest, above 50 points I scored on that. Appreciation, intellectual, 33 points. Financial, 22. Activity and physical, both of them were 11.
Okay.
And then yours, did I take it?
Oh no, I think.
Did I give it to you?
I think it's on the bottom of my papers. I have it.
Okay.
Which mine was intellectual, 67, physical, 56, emotional, 34, financial, 34, activity, 33, and appreciation, 11.
And you have practical as 0. So you don't give a shit if anybody does the chore for you.
I guess not.
That blows my mind, considering, like, you know, you're kind of in a situation where, like, help would be nice, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think the acts of service is similar. I think because they go out, they notice.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Acts of service is practical.
Oh, it is?
But, like, you got 0 here for acts of service.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
But so what does intellectual mean?
Well, intellectual is people with the intellectual love style like to connect through the mind. They feel loved when their partner values their intelligence, respects their opinions, and takes part in thoughtful discussion of important issues. While the intellectual love style includes a desire to spend quality time together, it focuses more specifically on a meeting of the minds and valuing each other's intelligence. So, like, you feel most loved when your partner takes deep interest in what you say and how you think, respects and values your opinions, wants to talk with you about things that matter, and is excited to share their thoughts and ideas with you.
Okay. See, I think because I have changed in a way where when I have a partner, I want to grow with them and I want them to have the same core values. I want to be able to go there with them. So I think that's why, like, because I think before, I mean, I wasn't there.
Well, I think you were lacking in a lot of areas, so it's probably really hard for you to pick one because you're like, oh shit, all of these things are things I didn't necessarily get in my last relationship, aside from...
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have a partner who wanted to grow with me. I wasn't equal with them.
Yeah.
And now that I'm
But he probably
out
took
of
care of some
situation,
things around the
like,
house. He probably mowed the lawn or whatever. Maybe that's why you don't want...
didn't.
No?
No, he didn't do any of that. No, but...
I'm just trying to say, because I thought you were saying that, like, a long time ago, acts of service was higher up on your list, or was it never?
No, acts of service was always is. That's what I thought my love language is. That's why I don't. I'm just saying, like, the intellectual part. I think now that I'm at a different place in my life, like, I want to build something, and I want a partner who values my potential.
Yeah.
And like I'm completely different than I was when I was married, you know, like I know what my purpose in life is. I know what I want to do with my life, and I want somebody who's going to be on, like, do it with me. So I think yeah, and I lacked the somebody, you know, liking what my passions are, and you know, because that was completely dead in my marriage.
Yeah. And that's also
like
appreciation,
my artistic side,
which is like funny because your appreciation is really low, but the passion one, like somebody taking interest in your passions and supporting you in the passions, is the appreciation part.
Oh, I think it's because I want somebody who will grow with me. Like we have the same core values, I guess.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's so my number one was emotional, and over here it's like people with the emotional love style feel loved when their partner is able to connect with them and support them through tough emotions. While on some level it's about spending quality time together, the emotional love style is specifically focused on emotional as opposed to physical connection. Mm-hmm. This type feels loved when they receive caring support during emotionally challenging and vulnerable times, which I don't know if you know anything about me, but I am mental. People with emotional as their dominant love seek a partner who will listen without judgment and give their undivided attention when they are talking about something they are having trouble with. They want a partner who will be there for them as a safe harbor in times of stress. You feel most loved when your partner listens carefully when you express what you're feeling, calms and comforts you so you can think clearly, is by your side through the ups and the downs, and is a source of strength when you're feeling overwhelmed. That's my number one.
Oh, yeah.
Number one.
Maybe I'm just, like, numb, but, like, I mean, not numb.
No, it's normal to have intellectual, like, all of these are...
I mean, I just don't, like, maybe because I've gone emotionally at it on my own. Even when I was growing up with my parents, they never gave me emotional support, so... Maybe I'm just used to not getting it.
Well, I mean, again, a lot of times our needs that we have when we take this test are based on what we didn't get in our last relationship. And so it's always changing. You might have a partner who gives you all the physical touch and all the intellectual that you need, but you know, when you have an emotion, doesn't give a fuck. And then the next thing you know, you take the test again and you have this you're emotional at the top, you know?
Yeah.
Which maybe it's used to identify, like, oh, hey, if that's my highest need, maybe I'm not getting that in my relationship right now.
Yeah.
You know, maybe that's why that's my need, is because I'm feeling hungry for this thing that I need, and I'm not actually getting it currently. And so that's why I value it so much. Fuck. I have to look into that.
Why are you saying fuck?
Well, because what I'm saying is that, like, if the need is based on something that you're not getting, and I am 100%, or not 100%, but emotional is my primary, it might mean that I'm not receiving the emotional support that I need in the relationship.
Well, you also just said that you got in a fight and it had to do with...
Yes. So, emotional.
So,
how are you supporting my butthole when my butthole has a bad day? Practical. How are you doing chores for my butthole? Are you giving it an enema to make sure that it's clean? Are you giving me a good old-fashioned wax? Appreciation. How are you showing my butthole that you're proud of it for its achievements? You know? Intellectual. How are you connecting about politics with my butthole? Like, what about philosophy? You know? And do you value my butthole's opinion on philosophy?
Dude. Love languages of the butthole.
Financial.
So
Are you contributing to things that my butthole needs? Are you contributing to what the relationship with you and my butthole need? Like maybe you need a butt plug. Are you paying for that? Because that's contributing financially, you know, or hey, maybe you pay for me to get a butthole mask to help it feel more moisturized. And you're financially contributing to the enhancement of my butthole. Not as important. Activity. Are you and my butthole doing things that you both enjoy? Are you frolicking in a field of flowers together? Are you in the pool swimming? I won't even go anywhere else with this conversation. Or physical. Are you putting your finger in my butthole? Are you putting anything else in my butthole? Are you cuddling with my butthole? These are the questions that will help you determine what your love language is. I'm just kidding. I just want to talk about my butthole. And I did. A lot. Mic drop.
I'm like so focused on my nipples. I think I just ruined my bra.
You should focus on my nipples.
Hearts. Now it just looks stupid.
It looks like
it's probably uneven. Look. I was gonna make some heart nipples and now it just looks stupid. Oh my god.
You know what you should do is just, I don't know if you have enough, but just keep going. And maybe just make
it all red.
Make the whole thing just
red. Okay, yeah. I wanted it to be diamonds, but I don't have enough.
I mean, if you don't have enough of those, then maybe like draw a heart or like whatever, and then like just start like piling it up so that it just stays inside of it. Yeah, so you have like
a good idea.
Design. All right. Well, nailed it. Love languages. 5, Chapman, Christian, outdated, heterosexual, but still valid and part of the basis of most other studies. So still important. Molly Owen, current 7 love languages, better, more inclusive, more diverse, more empirical data, slightly different.
Wait, so is
still
Molly, or no, is Gary Chapman still alive?
I have no fucking clue. Don't you know? This was your topic.
I didn't look it up.
No, I have no idea.
But like literally on my way over here, I found out that he was a pastor.
Yeah, he was he counseled.
Bothered.
He counseled Christian couples, but his studies were still valid. Like they're still important, and they still started.
I'm saying it has to do with like he studied people's behaviors, but
no.
But then like. It's my own thing where I'm like Christian marriages.
Yeah, you already have your own issues with that. I have my own issues with that as well because Christian. So there's that. No offense. I'm sure there's plenty of people out there that are happy with what they're going through in their Christian limited lives. But I am not a part of it, and I love that they expanded on the 7 love languages because not everybody fits in the same thing. Women have changed, men have changed, relationships have changed. Still only focusing on the 5 love languages is actually limiting us to learning more about our relationships and what our relationships need and what we can and how we can thrive and make our relationships better. So it's important to go out, learn about the 7 relationship languages or love languages, and don't put yourself in the 5 Christian love language box. That's something that we need to like reflect on when we're taking the test or when we're considering where we're at with things that are new. But in general, like the more we grow and get older, like our fucking relationship needs and wants and desires and expectations change. So therefore our fucking love languages change. And
I think if I was like loaded with money, I think I would be like giving gifts away left and right.
I mean, if I could help my friends and my families with gifts, I would absolutely do that to the best of my ability. But I am not in a place for that. I am giving my daughter the gift of college, and so I am broke. Nobody else gets any gifts outside of that.
Yeah.
Well, that's not really true. But your shot glass. Whoop, whoop.
What?
And a little pair of earrings.
You give me a lot of gifts. You're so sweet. Like, so that is part of your love language, right?
No, I don't like to get them.
No, you said you give.
Yeah, but give.
Oh, I thought you said it was your love language.
No. Mine is practical or acts of service, or words of affirmation or appreciation. And then on here, then emotional is actually my number one is emotional. So like somebody just supporting me emotionally, you know?
Oh, okay, yeah.
But like, I like when I am out and I see something that like makes me think of somebody, or I'm like, oh, they're having a bad day. This is what I would do to make their day better. It's like, oh, I'll give them this gift because I'm thinking of them, and maybe it'll make them smile and make their day better. You know,
that did happen.
Yay!
I was having a bad week last week, and it really made me happy. She got me these cute little earrings. She thought of me.
And a little shot glass.
And a cute shot glass. And one time she got me these cool earrings.
Oh, they were fucking
death.
They'll be great for Halloween because I got myself a pair of big earrings too.
Oh, yeah?
But when I presented them to you, it was just like the gift and not like me wearing them also. And so like maybe for like Halloween this year or like November, because they're like Day of the Dead, then we'll wear them for that show.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I thought that was really cool because not only did I learn more than I already thought I knew, but, you know.
And we didn't do accents.
Cool. Oh, yes.
Oh, how about them there love languages that, don't you know?
Yeah, let's do I like the Canadian with you.
Yeah, I don't know how to love you, don't you know? I don't actually know how to do this accent very well, okay? Because
I don't know how to do Canadian accent at all.
I don't know either.
I have a couple good Canadian friends. Actually, we're not friends right now, but kind of a little bit.
I have a couple of good old fake Canadian friends, don't you know? And they like me sometimes, and then they don't, and that's okay.
Lots of drama there, but you always say, eh?
Yay. All right. I did not get very far. She got significantly farther, and it is absolutely adorable. But hey, it still isn't bad. It still isn't bad. No,
I don't like it.
I think. All right, pull it off. Use your teeth. Bite those nipples.
I'm so annoyed.
It's probably gonna be worse doing that than just figuring out a way
I'm gonna cover it with diamonds. I don't like the red.
Shine bright like nipple diamonds. Okay, I'm just gonna add a little dangly thing here.
That's it?
Yeah, it's gonna be just super simple. It's gonna be that and then a dangly thing.
You gotta like make it for some crazy rave that we're gonna go to.
Yeah, but what if they have like a shiny silver skirt with things on? Like
simple and shiny. That's
simple
perfect.
and shiny. I'm just not like great. a lot. I'm just like simple and like shiny. Yeah.
Oh no, I like that because sometimes like my bra is gonna be all crazy, and then maybe I'll wear something simple.
And also, we just got to get these things of glue unplugged because the smell of the glue sticks are making me high. Fuck. Well, things are good in life, but things are not good with these fucking bras. Hey,
doing good.
It's been a long time since we fucked up a craft, so this is great. We needed this. The world needed to feel like it's relatable when this all goes down.
Not all crafts end up being good.
Most of them don't. All right, let's cheers.
No, that's not true.
Most of them are great because you put the effort into them, and we think that your creativity is what we are actually trying to praise. Until then, can we cheers, bitch, so we can end this fucking video? Grab your glass.
My My fingers are like stuck together now. Okay.
Cheers, bitch.
Cheers.
Thank you for joining us. What's your love language? Take the 7 love language test. Take the 5 love language test.
And tell us. We really do appreciate your comments. Like, I love reading. Like Tiff said, you made the effort to write something to us.
Yeah.
Even if it's
That's
a
super
negative
cool.
comment, like,
then fuck you.
Love me some haters.
Oh, right. That's different than
I love haters.
I think you can suck it.